Welcome back to Roaches, another episode of our podcast.
Episode 3.
Maybe.
3. We don't know how this will be edited. So. So welcome back. This is where we talk about all things entrepreneurial and, just being the last company standing, which is kind of our goal.
Let's jump right in.
Let's jump right in to a question from one of our listeners. How will AI shape the future of business and e-commerce?
Well, I wish I knew. I feel like I'd be very rich if I knew that answer. I think there's a lot of automation that's happening. We're getting pitched quite a bit actually from AI companies right now. A lot of automation to make your website and content kind of like game SEO and help customers along their journey. So that's very interesting from like at least a marketing standpoint.
I think too, like the big fear that people have is like AI is going to take our jobs. And I think like that's not going to happen. AI is going to help people be more efficient.
People who use AI are going to be better at their jobs.
Yeah. Like it's going to eliminate the day-to-day tasks that are just so annoying that obviously data can or computers can automate. And so I think there's just such a huge opportunity that like rather than being scared of it, like I think we have to embrace it. And I think you have to be really smart about identifying where AI plays a role and where, it kind of can't. As a creative director, like I think a lot of people in our industry, in the creative industry, are terrified because there seems like there's a lot that can be automated. Specifically, I mean, like editing and image creation and all that. But, you still need a really sharp eye. You still need creative direction. You still need design. So I think it's going to help in a lot of ways in business specifically, but I think the fear that people have about AI is just kind of unfounded. I don't think we should be scared of it. I think we should figure out how we can embrace it and be better.
Yeah, I think too the AI will get interesting when you're using your own data to make models for your own business, not necessarily like the ChatGPT and those kinds of things.
I love ChatGPT.
It's cool and it helps us obviously, and like everyone should be using those things, but at the same time, when it's using your own company data, that's will get really interesting because it's going to project and help you with your data, which means, and I don't know what that looks like yet. Like, is that we're going to have to build our own model? Is that we're going to use a partner to build a model? I'll give you a great example. One of our marketing partners, they help us with our text messaging, our marketing texts, and they have an AI like robot that like helps us craft messages.
Crafting messages.
And this AI, like...
I just see George Jetson in the background with Rosie just like crafting our SMS messages.
In the background, yeah. 10% off today. But what I don't like about that is, and I've asked this question to our partner, who I won't name right now, this AI that you're recommending messages, we're a gift company, we're e-com. If another competitor is using the same model, are they getting spit out the same message?
Definitely.
So, and the answer was yes. And that's not great, right? So it needs to kind of learn our tone, has to understand our business. So that's where it's an interesting, like, be careful.
But it goes to the creative too.
Yeah.
You can't just take AI and run with it. You can't just like input something in ChatGPT.
Like out of the box AI.
Definitely not. I think what's really interesting to me, I do most of our corporate sales, and I've been hearing that Happybox has been showing up on ChatGPT.
That is the next like search engine.
It is like kind of insane because, every time I always ask, how did you hear about us? Right. And it's Google search. I saw a social ad, or I was referred by an amazing client that you have, which thanks, by the way. But recently, in the past, like, I'm not kidding, like 2 weeks, I've heard maybe 5 to 10 clients tell me from ChatGPT. And I'm like, thanks, Chat. He knows. Chat knows.
Yeah.
I use them all the time.
But that is important, right? We have to think about how do we show up in those kind of out-of-the-box AI tools to actually... because people are going to start replacing Google searches with different AI models. So we do have to really think about that.
I do think it's going to be really interesting, the next generation, like being able to rely on something like
that. Can you imagine with homework?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I've heard that teachers have been putting like little Easter egg, I don't know, just like ways to check that it's not a ChatGPT generated essay. So I'm like, this would have been like very helpful at 4 a.m. in college.
Yeah, imagine. God, like... all the challenging like trig and stuff like.
Oh man. Okay, so it's definitely gonna, I think, propel e-com. I think if you can use AI effectively, it will propel your business for sure.
Yeah.
People aren't going anywhere. Like we're not gonna replace people. I think it's just gonna kind of lighten the load and make people actually more efficient. So I think if you're using it correctly, it's gonna be amazing. But I think we're here to stay a little bit. People, the human race.
It's kind of funny because when I think about there was a period of time where I was like obsessed, as you know, with like Amazon's Alexa and like voice technology. And when
she really was. She had a shirt. What was the shirt?
Alexa is my homegirl. It was great. I should pull that out. Obsessed with Amazon Alexa, obsessed with Google Home.
She'd go to voice conferences.
Yeah, I would go to like voice conferences. And it's so funny because it dawned on me like a week ago. I was like, what voice has always been missing is the AI behind it. It's not about just the like ask a question. It needed to be smarter. Yeah. And to be honest with you, 5-10 years ago when I started going to these like geeky voice conferences, it was not there yet. Yeah. So now I actually think it's going to be really exciting because I think the voice assistants are going to level up a bit because they're actually learning more about you. Whereas before it was very much like, what's the weather? What's, how many ounces in a cup?
Things.
Right. So that was like an interesting thought I had this week that I think that's going to propel. But I also think it was interesting. We've been pitched about content on our website AI, AI sales assistants, AI founder assistants, like administrative stuff. Like, so it is interesting. And I think it's going to sprinkle throughout e-com like it's going to sprinkle throughout the other.
Well, because it can, because it's a lot of data.
Yeah.
Data driven. Like we have, we're mining a lot of data.
I'm actually surprised we haven't seen Shopify pitch us different AI tools because we get pitched constantly, but Shopify, that is like a powerhouse of data, and all of us in e-com are either on Shopify.
Where are you? Yeah. Let's do it.
Where are you in the AI game?
Come on.
So I'm sure we'll see that. I would say that's a 2025
Well,
prediction.
they obviously listen to Roaches, so
obviously.
So obviously we'll see that pretty soon. It would have been like really great when we were first starting Happy Box is if we had AI to generate all of our product descriptions. Because we have so many products. We have like 500 plus products on our website.
Why aren't we doing that now?
Aren't we? We're not. Okay, so we should be doing that.
Okay, let me.
I'm assuming that our writer is like using ChatGPT.
Of course she's using ChatGPT, but I don't know that. Like, it's not like automatically generating our product descriptions.
What you're 100% be doing
is we should use when we're buying from a wholesale partner. Yeah, you leverage the data, clean it for Happy Box in tone and voice. But that might be something we need to build.
That's literally exactly what I thought was happening.
No, we'd have to build something, I think.
I don't know. I think that like it's using data that's out there that is not ours, right? Because it's not our data. So you're saying tell ChatGPT this is the product, make it in the Happy Box tone. Yeah, whatever. Let's try it. Jess, today. Jess, if you're watching, which you are going to upload this, so you will be.
Shout out to Jess, our marketing coordinator.
Yeah, she's amazing, and she will be doing this for us moving forward. But I think there are just so many ways a small business or a startup can like start using AI in a very, an easy way to get started, but can make a really large impact. Product descriptions, naming, things like that. I mean,
naming
products is really helpful. I mean, that's very specific to us. We have a ton of products on our site, curated boxes, etc. What else do I use it for? Oh, you know what I did? Okay, so a little background about me. I went to art school, so I do not know much about, or I didn't know a lot about business before we started Happy Box. So recently I've realized that I am kind of like the fractional CFO of our company, or maybe
artist turned spreadsheet queen.
Yeah, so I've done a lot of, if I were a controller.
Act like a financial expert.
Act like a financial expert controller. Tell me what my forecast, whatever, and it has been so helpful. Like I can't describe, like they will build this, or they, Rosie from the Jetsons will build, it will build you a sheet and you can kind of just plug and play. It'll never be perfect. Like I've tried to be like, use this spreadsheet because you can upload a spreadsheet and say, please read this data and help me. Yeah. That doesn't work ever. So I would not recommend that, but at least the templates I think is like really, really helpful, especially if it's a topic you really don't know about. Start with ChatGPT.
And also, as our fractional lawyer and attorney, I also use it for legal templates because contract templates, I mean, it's not perfect like you're saying, but to have a starting point to even give to your lawyer to save a few $100, great option.
Totally recommend. Yeah, so things that you don't know, it's
start
great.
There.
Yeah, because it's like they're using data that's already in the world that they're pulling from all these different sources. So anything that is like kind of able to be crowdsourced, like a template or a template for XYZ spreadsheet that you need, it's just really, really great.
One thing that does keep me up at night a little bit about AI, specifically in the use case that we're talking about. Well, so they do, and they say that as you use ChatGPT, the free version, which
they can have it because they help me so much.
Well, here's where I get scared. Again, this is like my anxiety bubbling up. But let me tell you, if we are putting our data in and we're asking about Happy Box, what is stopping them from taking that data and selling it to a competitor?
Literally nothing.
So we could be on the marketplace of our data, right? And a competitor could easily buy what we're doing, what we're searching for. So I just that's the only flag. That's why I think it will be interesting to build our own AI models using our own data that is housed in our own. So Ken, developer, shout out to Ken. Next project, 2025.
Yes.
So.
Well, yeah. Okay. So now I think we can get to the win of the week.
Yeah, let's do it.
You said you had one. I kind of have one, but it's like a bummer and then a win. So if you have a better one, then you should go.
Like a little butterfly turned into a win. Okay, well, my win is actually really specific, but I still find it to be a win. We just launched, I don't know if you know this. You think you know this. We just launched
What did we launch?
a new version of our post-purchase email flow, which is like...
I don't know this at all.
Okay, well, believe it or not, we were doing some manual things. We initiated this post-purchase flow that is very specific to the type of purchase that people are making on our website. It's something that we've been trying to do a long time. There's a lot of reasons why it has been challenging. We launched it about a month ago. I've gotten like 5 responses, personal responses from customers thanking me for that email. And it is a mass email, right?
And explain what email flow is for our extremely new entrepreneurs and our season 1. You can just zone out right now.
Yeah, so it's an automated email that is sent based on certain characteristics of triggered by a behavior on our site or triggered by a behavior like a purchase or something like that. It could be a variety of things, but for us, it's a post-purchase. So someone buys a product instead of they were normally just getting a transactional email like thanks for your purchase, here's your tracking, and now they're getting this like letter from the founders, which is us. We wrote the letter. You don't remember reviewing it, but you reviewed it.
I obviously wrote it. I spent a lot of time on that.
Clearly. It's a picture of us. It's about a little bit about our story. It's thanking them genuinely for the purchase. It is from us. It is a genuine email from us thanking them, welcoming them to learning about Happy Box. And we've gotten some extremely nice responses. And I think it's like, one, we did really write it. It is genuinely coming from us. It is going out at scale, but it was really nice to actually see people respond like with really thoughtful feedback. And we did something I recommend if you're starting a company, think about asking for feedback all the time. Because in this email, I say at the bottom, please reply if you have any feedback at all. People are taking us up on that. And to be honest with you, it's great feedback. So that's my win. Awesome. We've gotten a lot of great feedback.
That's great. So that's our win of the week. So thank you for tuning in to Roaches. Stay tuned and, there will be more content soon.